Hello and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at the Joker filter I created. You should be able to see it on screen now. Basically I've waited this long to do it because when you do a Joker filter for Halloween, of course, because it's just around the corner, you need the hair. And I thought I'd wait until I had a full-blown Egon Spengler to really appreciate the green hair effect. So obviously I've got that now. I'm going to run through the filter, how I created it in Spark AR, and we'll go through the steps. There's the hair, the skin, there's the mask itself, there's also the voice distortion, and then there's also the particle effects that come out the mouth. So we'll go through all of those things. So hold on and we'll get to it. Okay guys, so we're going to build that filter that I've already created. So you can see it here now. So I'm just going to quickly hit pause on this one. I'm going to keep it open just in case I miss anything. So first of all, really easy, just go File, New. Right, so we'll get open up with a standard setup. Let's increase a few things so you can see it. Okay, so first of all, within the focal, within the camera, just go Add Object, go and add a face tracker, and then within the face tracker, add a face mesh. So you can now see it there, and then within the face mesh, select it on the right hand side under the inspector, under materials on the right hand side, hit tap the plus icon, sorry, double tap it, and where it says material, hit return on your keyboard and type in the name of the material. In this case it's going to be face mesh underscore matte. Hit return. Then I normally set this to standard, but you can set it to other material shader types. I'm then going to import the image, so in this case right click, click on the drop down arrow and hit new texture, and then from my desktop I'm going to select my mask, and voila, we've now got our image applied. Now one thing just to quickly note, under the advanced render options, probably best to use depth, tick off depth test and depth rewrite to depth, because you want the mask to be attached to the face no matter what the distance is. So I just suggest ticking those things off. That's on the bottom right hand corner within the inspector when you've got the material selected. So next, now that we've got that set up, I'm going to add the particle generator, I think. First of all, I'm going to add a null to the face mesh. So just right click on face mesh and then hit null, and I'm just going to make this the null underscore holder particle. So the reason I do this is just so that if I'm moving things around, I can do it based around the null and not trying to move the particle generator, because it just gets a bit fiddly. And then right click on that null, and then going to go to add object, add particle system, and I'll leave that running for now. I'm not too fussed what it's going to do, I just want it added so it's done. Next we need to add in, oh, I haven't saved it, mustn't forget to save your files guys, so just going to quickly do that. Joker 3, so that's now been saved to my desktop. Next thing to do is we want to give this character a color change for the hair. So first thing to do, right click and add a canvas to your camera. I'm going to call this masks. Masks. And then right click on masks, the canvas itself, and then add a rectangle. I'm going to rename it as well, and by hitting return on my keyboard, and type in mask underscore, in this case we'll do hair. Right, I'm now going to go over to the right hand side with the rectangle still selected, and then I'm going to change the width and the height to full width and full height. So I've now got those elements sorted for myself. Now if you want to learn about segmentation, which is essentially what we're going to do right now, there is a video at the top, I can't remember which side it is, top left or top right, but there is a video where I do a very long description of segmentation where I learned how to do it myself, so I understand it better. So you can watch that video now if you like. Carrying on. So I've obviously got my mask rectangle there, and I'm going to quickly add the material to that. I'll create a new material. I'm just going to call it mask hair underscore matte. I'll give it a color of green. Obviously you can do any green you want. Right, so now we need to apply that to the hair. So what we do next is we go to the camera in the scene view and not right click. On the right hand side you'll have a segmentation option. So in this case I'm going to tap hair. Now obviously because this is a default project, it's set up for both Instagram and Facebook, but we don't want Facebook, so this is why this notification message has appeared. So we're going to tap remove the old what do we call it? Remove Facebook. So now I've got my hair segmentation. So down in the bottom left hand corner under assets, I'm just going to rename that and add the word hair in front of the word segmentation. Delete the lowercase s and put a capital S. So we've now got that. So with the camera still selected, back over to the inspector, under texture extraction, click, tap the button and you'll get camera texture. So we need that and we need the hair segmentation. So now we've got both the important elements we need to make the hair green. So now go over to the mask hair matte we created earlier. So this is the green material you can see on your screen right now. Tap that. Then on the right hand side in the inspector, I'll see if I can make that slightly bigger. Yeah, there we go. Now what we're going to do is under the texture we're going to select the camera. Okay, really important. It's the camera texture we just generated for the extraction. Okay, so tap that. So now we've made the whole thing green. Perfect. However, we only want the hair to be green. So under alpha, tap alpha test. Not alpha test, sorry, just click alpha. Then for the texture, change it to hair segmentation. And voila, we now have green hair. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Voila, jeez. Anyway, we now have green hair. So that's how simple it is to make green hair. You can experiment with the alpha of that, how dense it is. You can also experiment with the depth of that as well if you want it to be running all the time. Now, of course, I've done very simple hair change here. There is a hair template, but I had issues with that hair template and the mask effect that I've applied and the particles. All of them combined seem to just have a bit of an issue, so I didn't manage to work out the problems there. So what I did is I went down this simpler, quicker solution, and actually, if anything, it feels a bit more natural. Just changing the color, it works with the hair density that's already there. So that's that. Now let's get on to the particle generator. Let's get back to that. So back up under view at the top, we want to show patch editor. Right, I'm going to just expand the patch editor, and then I'm just going to pull the preview device away, so we've got a larger version of that. Nice new feature that when they added that. I'll put that over there out of the way. So let me have a quick look here. So first of all, with the face tracker selected in the left hand side of your scene, right click and hit create patch. Right, and let's see if we can zoom in here. Okay, so you've got your face finder, you've got face select, and then you've got the face tracker we've already got. So you need all of those elements. The next thing you're going to need, this is all related to the particle generator, how we want it to operate. Okay, so the next thing you need to do, you need to pull from the face, you need to, the face patch, sorry, and you need to type in mouth. Okay, so we want mouth open. We don't want mouth openness, we just want mouth open. Okay, so now we've got mouth open state. So that's the one we're going to be using. Okay, so we're going to pull away from that. And then we want if, then else. Okay, so this is just around the if it equals basically. So I'm going to put 50 in here. And then I need to connect it to the particle generator I've already got. So back on the left hand side under scene, where I've got my emitter, I'm going to select the emitter, left hand side, and then on the right hand side down under the inspector, I want birth rate. So I'm just going to tap the birth rate. If you want another version of this particle generator, I did another one for Halloween Vomit, so that's a link above right now. So if you want to go and watch that one, you can as well. So then you drag that over and put that into. So now, when the character opens his mouth, that is when the particles will work. Perfect. They won't work at any other point. Now obviously you can experiment more with the speeds here. I do like to change the lifespan to about 10 seconds so it's on the screen for longer. There we go, so you get a nice lingering effect. What we'll do now is we'll quickly change the material type for that. We'll create a new one, double tap it, and we'll change it to underscore matte. I'm going to make sure it's flat, and I'm going to select a new material, sorry, new texture. I'm going to hit new, and I'm going to select from my desktop, ha ha ha, and there you go. Now you've got your ha ha ha. Now, within the particle generator itself, you can, of course, under the scale, so you can adjust the scale, and then you can how much you adjust it by, like how much it varies. So when he opens his mouth again, 50% based around 0. There you go. So you've got some small ones and large ones. So that it's worth experimenting with the particle generator. Right, the final element to the building your scary generator, scary face thingy, Halloween. Now within the scene area, on the left hand side, right click, add object, add speaker. If you don't add a speaker, you'll never hear the voice that you generate. And then on the right hand side under inspector, tap the audio patch generator, which will give you a speaker, which will be now within our patch area, which we can now access. Then within the asset library, sorry, not asset library, but within the asset area on the left hand side, add asset, search AR library. Let's move that out of the way. And then under patch assets, you want to type in, I just type in audio. And then you want to select this one here, which is voice effect. You could type in voice effect, I just type in audio. But this is the one we want. So you can see here, it gives you how that voice effect should be used. So you've got a microphone on the left hand side, you've got your speaker output, and then you've got all the elements you can change. Now obviously we're only going to change a few of them quickly so you can see, but this is how you basically set it up. So I'm just going to import it now. I'm going to import it into my new project, which is this Joker 3 version. I'm going to hit done. Then I'm going to close this, go back into my project, and then on the left hand side under the asset section, I'm going to drag the voice effect onto the patch editor. So I now have that all connected. I shall just chuck in some numbers. Interestingly enough, it's like you type in 50 on the voice pitch, 50 gives you 12. So you can't have 50. It's like, admittedly, I should have checked the ranges are available to you, but there you go. So yeah, you can just chuck in whatever you want here, experiment with it. It's totally worth it. You can do minus as well. I think that's actually how the original one was using it. Let's have a quick look. Okay, no, the original one I did it with 1250 and left the rest. Okay, well, we'll leave it. Let's put it on minus 12. Probably goes the other way. Anywho, next bit is we just need to attach the audio to that. And what is that? Well, that's the microphone, and the microphone comes with every patch by default. So all we need to do is right click that and create a patch. That adds it into the patch editor. Drag that into the audio, and there you go. By Hawkins' chair, we have completed the Joker face mask ready for Halloween. Thank you for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this video and that you've learnt some new things and you can take a few things from it for your own projects. Happy Halloween. Do let me know if you like this video or not, and also do subscribe. It will help with that mystical, magical algorithm that YouTube use to help with YouTube channels, so I would appreciate it. Also, you can now follow me on Instagram and keep up to date with all the things I'm experimenting with and trying out. And finally, you can also download all the projects I've created from GitHub. Thanks.